week 112 off-season update. Just a little update as to what I've been doing the last week. I remember last off-season. I entered my off-season because I was kept getting these minor bouts of illness, and then I took the off-season and I just started feeling absolutely just horrible, just absolutely wiped out with bad illness, and then these really weird muscle aches that lasted a good couple of days. So I spent the first, I took a 10-day off season last year, and I spent the first week of that pretty ill. So I was hoping it wasn't going to be the same this year. And I was ill kind of a week before my last week of the season. So I was thinking, okay, get that illness out of the system and hopefully feel normal for my off-season break. And I've had my week off so far, and been feeling absolutely fine. I've got no voice because I was out with friends at the weekend, and generally feeling good. And this break's obviously going to do me good. It's a necessary part of the periodization throughout the year. You need that time to let your body fully reset. Like, you have ebbs and flows during the year where you're going to have down weeks that are easier to try and recover from the training that you've done. But there's certain things that only recover to baseline with a proper rest. And because I've had that 1 week of illness since like March. I had a couple of days off due to illness after my first TT of the season. I had a week off of illness just at the end of the season. But other than that, I took my mid-season break, which was a couple of days off the bike. But other than that, it's been a very smooth sailing, consistent training. So needed that proper break at the end of the season, mentally and also physically. Not super smooth sailing last week. So obviously exercise being a big outlet, just like you have this built up energy. So then you're sitting around the house not having anything particular to do. So my mental wasn't great for those first few days. But then figured out what was causing that, and came around, and have been feeling much better since then. Like I said, had friends around at the weekend, which was nice, and then I'm getting away on a little holiday this next week. Not been up to a huge amount, literally just giving my body that time to rest. But there are some things that I'd like to kind of audit and get ready during this off-season period. So I need to sort out getting my bike back to Matt once he's back from holiday. Going to sort out my track bike for the track season. So I'm looking like I'm going to be converting my old Cervelo TT bike into a track bike. So I need to get the parts to build up a fixed gear wheel, run that as a proper single speed bike. I think I'll pop it on the turbo and have a look at the geometry, because I had a look at the geometry of the bike yesterday, I think it was, and I was thinking, God, this is a really stretched out, weird position compared to what I've moved towards on the Trinities. I'll have a play around with that over the next few. Once I get back to riding, play around with the geometry, sort out the wheel, so like leave the derailleur on so I can use it on the turbo, and then sort it out for hopefully an interesting track season. So yeah, just planning that sort of stuff. I've already come up with a preliminary training plan for the winter and then into the 2026 season. We don't have really any dates for the events that are going to be happening, so it's predicting that. We know when the national championships are going to be, but any open events, the dates of those won't go public on the CTT website until end of January, I think it is. And for next year, I'm thinking probably more of the same, like a lot of time trialing, not as much road racing, maybe a little bit of road racing. But if I have a clash of dates where I'm thinking, okay, I've either got a time trial or a road race here, I'm probably going to pick the time trial a lot of the time, to be honest. No crashes, no incidents last year, but I didn't race a huge amount. So if you race more, you are just there's always the risk of crashing, and you don't know. Hopefully that crash, you come away from that crash just a bit of loss of skin, but you could very well break something and then be out of out of action for a while, so I'm not sure if that's worth the risk for me. It could very well be my last season training full time. So yeah, I wanna make the most of that. Like try and win multiple national championships. So the risk of doing the road racing and getting set back with injury, I'm not sure it's worth it to me. So probably going to be focusing almost entirely on the time trialing, a little bit of road racing to spice it up maybe. But feeling good during this break. It's like I think I'd rather be riding, but I know that this break is doing me good mentally, so that once you get back on the bike, you're like keen for that winter training. I mean, the weather's starting to turn now, where it's a bit grim. Um, so those winter months aren't going to be the most pleasant on the bike. So going to probably spending a lot of time on the turbo. Delay that, and also you go into those first few shitty months with some good motivation. Then yeah, they'll fly by. And I remember even the winter last year where I was really trying to push it. Those months kind of they really didn't drag on. The season came around like relatively quickly. Those months like February, start of March, when I was getting those minor bouts of illness that made me realise I needed to dial it back. They dragged on a lot. But the actual winter itself, like the November, December, January, those kind of flew by, to be honest. And then same with the season this year. Ever since I started getting the time trials in April, like Matt, I remember going to Matt, and Matt said the season would fly by, and he was right about that one. Trying to learn from what we've done this year, and then build on that into next year, and introducing the new challenge of having a go at the individual pursuit on the track. So yeah, really looking forward to that, but going to enjoy my next another 4 days off this week, and then get back to riding Friday. Try and do my track accreditation Saturday, I reckon. So yeah, should be good.